Hey guys, today we're going to be reading The Little Sparrow, and this is a Cinderella story from Italy, and it's retold by Elizabeth Albert, and it's illustrated by Anushka Galoshka. And I decided to read this one today not only because we've read a lot of Cinderella stories from different cultures, like the Korean Cinderella, Adelita, the rough-faced girl, the smudge-faced girl, but also just because Italy is going through a really hard time right now with everything that's going on. So I want to make sure that we're really thinking about Italy and sending them lots of positive vibes and lots of great thoughts and kind of thinking about that as we read through this book. So let's go ahead and read The Little Sparrow, a Cinderella story from Italy. Once upon a time, a father lived with his 3 daughters, Pearl, Opal, and Cinderella. "I'm going to visit the king," said Father. "Would you like me to bring each of you a present?" "We want dresses," Pearl and Opal shouted. "I'd like a yellow sparrow," Cinderella replied. So a sparrow's a little bird. When Father returned, he gave each girl her present. He also announced that the king had invited them to 3 balls at the palace. Pearl and Opal couldn't wait to wear their new dresses and dance with the king. But Cinderella was worried. She didn't have any special dresses. What if everyone made fun of her? On the night of the first ball, Cinderella stayed at home with her sparrow. "Sparrow," Cinderella sighed, "I wish I had a beautiful dress to wear to the ball. I'd love to dance with the king." At that, the sparrow began to sing, and suddenly Cinderella's old dress turned into a beautiful gown. A glittering bracelet appeared on her wrist, a purse filled with gold coins rested in her hand, and as Cinderella opened the door, a grand carriage pulled up to carry her to the ball. Cinderella entered the ballroom. When the king saw her, he immediately asked her to dance. Cinderella saw her sisters glaring at her from across the dance floor. "Who's she?" they wondered. "We should be dancing with the king instead of her." The sisters didn't suspect that she was Cinderella since she looked so beautiful. Cinderella could tell that her sisters were angry, so when she danced past them, she slipped off a bracelet and dropped it on the floor. Her sisters were so busy deciding who should keep the bracelet, they forgot all about Cinderella. But Cinderella was still worried that her sisters might recognize her. She didn't want the king to find out who she was, so she left the ball. The king told his guards to follow Cinderella. When Cinderella noticed the guards, she took her gold coins and threw them out of the carriage. The greedy guards stopped to pick up the money. Back at the palace, the king was upset. "She got away," he yelled, "and all for a few coins. Well, at tomorrow night's ball, you must follow her again." After Cinderella's family left for the second ball, she picked up her yellow sparrow. The sparrow chirped a slow song, and Cinderella looked even more beautiful than she had the night before. This time, a gold necklace appeared around her neck, but the purse was filled with sand. Cinderella again danced with the king all evening. When she noticed her sisters coming, she even dropped the gold necklace onto the floor. "It's mine," said Opal. "No, I'm older. It's mine," Pearl cried. The girls were too busy arguing to look closely at Cinderella. Once again, Cinderella ran out of the ballroom, and once again the king's guards followed her. Cinderella noticed them and threw the sand from her purse out of the carriage window. The guards closed their eyes, and Cinderella got away. The king was upset with his guards, but he decided to give them one last chance. On the night of the third ball, the king met Cinderella as she arrived. Her glass slippers shone in the moonlight. The couple danced until Cinderella noticed her father staring at them. She worried that he would recognize her, so she ran from the ballroom. In her haste to leave, one of Cinderella's glass slippers fell off. Cinderella turned to get the slipper, but the king's guards were right behind her, so she quickly jumped into her carriage without her slipper. Cinderella opened her purse, but this time it was empty. The guards were able to follow her all the way home. "Tomorrow I will go to her house," the king said when the guards told him what they had learned. When the king got to Cinderella's house the next morning, he did not see her. "Where is the girl that I danced with at the balls?" the king asked the father. "I'm sorry, your highness," said father, "but only these 2 daughters were at the ball. I have one other daughter, but she didn't go." The king was disappointed, but he let Pearl and Opal try on the glass slipper anyway. It did not fit either sister. "I'd like to see your other daughter," said the king. Father called Cinderella. She came into the room, sat down, and held out her foot. As the king slid the slipper onto Cinderella's foot, the yellow sparrow began to sing. Cinderella's dress transformed into a beautiful gown. "It's you!" the king cried. "Please marry me." And so Cinderella married the king, and everyone moved into the palace, including the yellow sparrow. So, as always, I'm going to include our comprehension questions in the description box below this video. And also, I want you to be thinking and discussing about how The Little Sparrow, or A Cinderella Story from Italy, is the same as all of the other Cinderella stories we red, and also how is it different? I will see you guys in the next level read aloud. Bye!